Today I'm gonna talk to you about what each programming language does and what is it for. So, as you guys know, most of the websites, apps, and programs that you use on your computer are made by programming languages. So, there are a bunch of them. All of them do something else. None of them is the best or anything like that. I don't really believe that. All of the programming languages are useful for something. So the first one is C++. C++ is an object-oriented programming language used to develop software, video games, and more. C++ was first developed in 1983 as an enhancement to the C programming language. C++ files have a .c++ extension. C++ can develop apps for Windows and Linux, video games, also mobile apps. C++ jobs have average salary of $90,000 a year, has over 31,000 jobs in the US. Top cities are the big cities like big technology cities like New York, Seattle, and San Francisco. If you're an expert in C++, you can find a job there. Top employers are Amazon, Cybercoders, Microsoft. C++ is highly portable across multiple devices and is also supported by Apple, Android, Windows Phone, and BlackBerry. The second one is Java. This is a server-side interpreted compiled language using a virtual machine that can run in any platform. And JavaScript and Java are totally different languages that are used for different things. So they're not the same thing, or they're not related at all. Java was developed in 1995 and is one of the oldest programming languages on the web. Java lets you play online games, upload photos, take virtual tours, use interactive maps, and is also used for Android apps, Android development, and then you can also create Windows and desktop applications. Java programming can be compiled using a virtual machine and it can run anywhere, but is most used for the Android apps. Average salary is $95,000. There are over 6,000 jobs, a lot more jobs than the C++. It's been used in technological cities like New York, Washington DC, San Jose. All those cities have a lot of technology companies. Top employers are Amazon, IBM, and eBay. Users can disable Java on their machines. Java is the basis of Android. Slow to change, so it's easier to keep up with. So if you're a beginner on programming, I recommend you to go with Java because it can basically do anything and you can create really good Android apps. Most of the phones other than Apple run Android, so all your apps can be used and downloaded in any of the Android phones. The third one is Python. This is a server-side interpreted open source non-compiled scripting language. It can be used on its own or as part of another framework like Django. With Python, you can build websites, provide database access, build desktop graphic user interfaces (GUIs), build software and games. Python jobs pay a little less than the other two, and there are over 19,000 jobs. And they always hire in cities like New York, San Francisco, or California, some of the California cities like Mountain View. Amazon, Intel, and Dell are the employers. NASA's shuttle support contractor United Space Alliance uses Python. So Python is used in most of the companies. They're mostly using it for not for the main language, but for second or third language to app the software or websites. And the other one is the Ruby. This is another server-side interpreted non-compiled scripting language. It is Japanese in origin with no set of specifications. It was released to the public in 1995. It's gaining popularity because of its use with Ruby on Rails, which is a rapid development framework like Django or Python. It is a blend of the following programming languages: Perl, Ada, Lisp, Eiffel, Smalltalk. Ruby can build simulations, can build web applications. Average salary is 90,000. There are over 13,000 jobs in San Francisco, New York, Seattle, or other cities. Some big companies hire Ruby programmers. Ruby is also highly portable. It works on many types of Unix, macOS, X, Windows. Ruby has multiple implementations including JRuby, Ruby atop the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. MacRuby, that's tightly integrated with Apple's Cocoa libraries for macOS X. And there is also ASP.NET. This is a server-side interpreted non-compiled scripting language. It is similar to PHP, but will only run on a Windows server, because it is a Microsoft product in the .NET suite of programming languages. With Microsoft ASP.NET, you can build websites, build web forms, build web applications with a model view controller. Average salary in over 90,000, job count over 16,000. In big cities, they're always hiring for ASP.NET developers. Top employers are Robert Half Technology, Cybercoders, Hendrickson International. You can mix and match programming languages within ASP.NET as long as each page only contains one language. And there is the other programming language similar to ASP.NET is the PHP. It can be written within HTML because the code is executed by the server. The result is displayed to the user as plain HTML. PHP development started in 1994, created by Rasmus Lerdorf. Code was released to the public in 1995, and the newer versions came out later. The newest version is the PHP 5. It came out in July 2004. PHP files end in the .php extension. PHP files can support text, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP code. PHP is very powerful. It can generate dynamic page content, create, open, read, write, and close files on the server, collect form data, send and receive cookies, add, delete, modify data in your database, restrict users to access some pages on your website, encrypt data, and a lot more. It can run on various platforms like Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac OS X, compatible with almost all servers used today, Apache, IIS, etc. Supports a wide range of databases, free and open source, so many hosting providers run it on their servers. Easy to learn, runs efficiently. PHP jobs offer an average salary of 80,000. There are over 20,000 jobs. There are companies always hiring in big cities like New York, San Francisco, or Chicago. Top employers: Cybercoders, IBM, Robert Half Technology. PHP used on over 65% of the top 1 million websites. The most popular content management system, CMS, WordPress, uses PHP. WordPress runs on 19% of websites on the internet. PHP powers more than 20 million websites, including Facebook and Wikipedia. And another programming language is JavaScript. This is a client-side scripting language. It is embedded in most web browsers. Developed in 1995 by Netscape, used in website advertising, analytics widgets. jQuery is the most detected JavaScript library is in use on the web, used for over 22% of the top million websites on the internet. It provides features and functions to make JavaScript browser agnostic and easier development process. JavaScript jobs offer 88,000 average salary. There are over 43,000, which is a lot more than others. 43,000 jobs in big cities. There are always some technology companies that hire JavaScript developers. Top employers are Amazon, Microsoft, IBM. You can use JavaScript to check username availability as users enters it, preventing the need to reload the page. Build an autocomplete function on your website. Fix layout issues. Enhance HTML text boxes so users have a combination of presets and the ability to enter their own text. And the other language that is used in most of the websites is the SQL. This is not a programming language or markup language. It's a standard way to interact with databases, moving information in and out of them. MySQL is the most common way to interact with databases and is a good start for web developer. SQL was first developed in 1979. SQL files have a .sql extension. Execute queries against a database, retrieve data from a database, insert records in a database, update, delete, create new databases, create new tables, store procedures, create views, set permissions on tables, procedures, views. Average salary is 9,000. Job count is over 98,000. There are different developers of SQL, such as Oracle, Sybase, and Microsoft. their SQL programs all fundamentally work the same way. MySQL is an open source free version of SQL and is popular with developers. As you know, PHP works with MySQL because they're both free to use and open source. The other programming language is Objective-C. It's an object-oriented programming language based on C used by Apple developers. Objective-C was first developed in the 1990s. Objective-C files have an .m extension. With Objective-C, you can develop mobile apps for iOS, develop applications for OS X. Average salary is $70,000 with over 18,000 jobs. Though considered the correct language for iOS development, it cannot be used for other platforms such as Android. So this programming language is specifically for the iOS and the OS X that are created by Apple. There is also JavaScript and XML, Ajax. These are not programming languages, but rather a way to use multiple programming languages together. It works by using JavaScript in the background to communicate with the server to allow the page to change, send and receive information without requiring the user to refresh. All browser-based chat systems such as Google Talk use Ajax. Gmail's entire interface is Ajax-based. Facebook uses it for photos and chat. You won't be able to use this effectively until you mastered JavaScript, CSS, and XML. So Ajax jobs offer 90,000 with over 16,000 jobs in the US. So if you're learning the code for the first time, what do you want to do? Easiest to learn is Python, most powerful is C++, but it's a hard language. Most likely to be useful in 10 years is Java, because it can run anywhere. If you want to create and edit static web pages, learn HTML and CSS. To make the web pages interactive, learn JavaScript. It adds like drag and drop functionality. To store user information, learn PHP, Python or Ruby. To build mobile apps, learn Objective-C, or they have a new language called Swift for iPhone apps, or learn Java, C++ for Android apps. PHP and SQL are easy to learn, even for beginners. You can use PHP with MySQL to learn without investing in software. Since they run the most popular content management system, WordPress, they're a good place to start. So as you guys see, I tried to explain to you a little about what the programming languages do. But I actually found this on a website, but I thought it would be useful to share it on YouTube. And there are some online courses that you can find to learn some programming languages. And those are Code Academy, Coursera, OCW, and Code.org. Thank you, bye.